Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome back to the Football Manager Journeyman season. As you can see, it's been a long time since I've last posted, so I thought I'd best kick this series back off again into episode 2. So at the end of the last episode we took over Albion Rovers. I've not really decided on anything. We've not played any matches. I still needed to choose tactics and the starting lineup, and we left everything sort of unstarted. So today what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through, select some tactics, have a look at the first team, have a look at possibly making some signings, and play a few matches. I'm not going to play through every game with you because obviously that'll just drag the video on for hours and hours and hours and we'll never get anywhere. So we'll just keep going back every 5 or 10 matches or so and checking up on progress. So as you can see from this screen, I've actually downloaded these tactics. I'm not going to take credit for them at all. I did a Google search for FM19 tactics and I actually used these formations on my own save game and they've been quite successful. The only downside, as you can see with the current club I've got, I don't have players that suits every position. So my left winger, I've just had to pull him from the reserves and he's not really designed to play as a winger, so I may be going out and seeing if I can sign a couple of extra players just to strengthen my side. The squad is quite small, but I don't have a transfer budget, even though I do have some wages left, so it could either be a free transfer signing or maybe another loan. So I will dig into that a little bit further. We shall move on a few games into the season and I shall catch you very shortly. Welcome back everyone, and that's the end of July. As you can see, a bit of a mixed bag of results. We did finish bottom of our group in Group G of the Betfred Cup. We got a nice win against Hamilton, but unfortunately that were the only points that we could take. St Mirren gave us a bit of a spanking, but then in our last pre-season friendly we went out and beat Kauai United 8-1. So since you last with us, the media have given us a mighty prediction of 10th in Ladbrokes League 2, of which you will notice there is only 10 teams. So we are favourites to get relegated. I did go out and sign a left midfielder to solve my issues. He scored 2 goals on his debut against Hamilton, and now we've lost him for 7 weeks. So, well, 3 to 6 weeks. So that's not great. So I am back to square one, needing a left winger. I have also signed Dylan Thomas, a young Welsh lad, on a free transfer. Previously at Montrose, Aberdeen and Swansea. So a bit of potential there for us. Another good central midfielder that can play. I'm gutted to lose Rooney because he's a really good player. He's been around the clubs a bit, especially in Ireland, but a good debut for us, and then we lost him. One thing that did concern me was the discipline in the games that we had in July, especially these. We did actually suffer quite a few red cards. As you can see, against Hamilton we were down to 10 men, against Queen of the South we were down to 9 men, against Queen's Park we finished with 10 men. So discipline at the team needs looking at. So our next match is at the start of League 2, where, like I said before, we're predicted to finish bottom of the league. So if I finish 9th, I think I've exceeded expectations there. Obviously would like not to get relegated, as I think it is the bottom 2 that go down. Oh, it's just bottom 1. So if I could finish 9th, I've beaten the media and I've kept us up. I didn't know Scottish actually went further down, but it looks like I've not loaded the league below League 2, so if we do get relegated we may end up disappearing. But anyway, this is a journeyman, so as I said in the first episode, we get offered better jobs, we will move. So competitions, we were knocked out in the group stage. Ronan Kearney and Matthew Rooney were joint top scorers with 2 goals apiece. John Guthrie with the highest average rating of 7.5. and also most assists. If you have a look at our pre-season friendly against Co United, let's not go into it, let's just do it here. You can see Guthrie actually managed to get 4, so he could be a man to watch there. He did take a knock. We have lost him for a couple of weeks, but yeah, a couple of weeks. Hopefully we've got somebody that can cover it for a while. We are only 3 days away from the start of League 2 season, so hopefully we can get by without him just for a little while. I'm going to go out and see if I can get another left midfield replacement. Unfortunately losing Rooney for so long, maybe just a loan, but with our reputation and well, apparently we're losing Graham Henderson. Oh no, we're trying to sign the head of youth development, that's fair enough. I've set my staff to deal with the signing of other staff. My chairman's dealing with that, so I don't have to worry about it. It's just a distraction for me, that, so I'll let my chairman deal with the staff. What we're looking at, oh yeah, left midfielders, as you can see when you do a search, there's not a great deal of choice. He's already playing in League 2, so might not be interested in moving. Also might not be able to afford him, because as you might have noticed, I am now over my wage budget after signing Thomas and Rooney. So it may need to be a case of loans, although we do have a couple of guys on freeze that, although aren't fantastic, could do a job for us. Declan Byrne, what's your transfer status? You are available for loan. Cannot currently assure him first team football. I am going to make an offer to loan this guy for, what shall I say, end of the season. Limit of 1 loan from the club in the same division, that's fine. They'll allow 20% of the wages. I can't see what they're expecting. It fills the philosophy of signing young players for the first team. Let's make. Oh, they want more monthly contribution than we can actually make. I'll make the offer anyway. No, I'm not going to get him. They want 100% of his wages, so unfortunately that's not going to happen. What about Ross Fraser? Ooh, he's not fantastic, but I need some cover for that position. Let's make an offer to loan him. They want 100% of it. He's on a £5. I could pay that guy a £5 out of my own pocket. Let's loan him for 6 months. Acceptable. Right. So 6 months. See how he plays. Maybe extend it. But if not, I've got Rooney coming back, and I do have this young guy of my own who will get to play a little bit more. He prefers to be a striker, but he can play on left if needs be. So what we'll do is I'll move into August, see how the start of the League 2 season goes and the first round of the Iron Brew Cup against Hamilton's reserves. I've beaten the first team, surely I could beat the reserves. 3 home games, 2 away games, see how that goes on, and I'll get back to you after that. Welcome back everyone. Here we are at the end of August, and as you can see, form has improved and we are going well. We lost our first league game of the season, but since then, 3 games later, we are unbeaten. We also won in the first round of the Iron Brew Cup against Hamilton Reserves in a tough game, which did see them drawing 2-2 until the last minute when Lewis McLean popped up and won the game for us. So we're into September. We are currently well above expectations in 4th. We are 2 points off the top, and our next game is against Berwick. So I thought, season's going well, players are performing well, we're performing above expectations, so shall I treat the viewers to a match? So what we're going to do right now, we're going to watch the Berwick game. I'll give you some of my absolutely terrible commentary while we're going through. One thing I do need to mention is in August I have signed 2 more players. So Ross Fraser's coming on loan to try and cure that left midfield problem. Actually doing quite well, average rating of 7.4. Had a really good game in the cup, scoring twice for me. And we have also signed this fullback Sam Robertson on a free transfer. He's come in because I didn't really have a proper fullback. Fagan that I was playing before is not really a wing back. So Robertson, even though he's young, 19-year-old, he's a better wing back. He can develop a bit better. He's been playing well, as you can see, average rating of 7.6. So the team are doing well. Matthew Rooney has resumed light training, so hopefully be able to get him back in the side soon. But with the way Ross Fraser's playing, Rooney might just have to go onto the bench and wait. So let's kick into gear. We are moving on. Oh, we're going to have a bit of a save. Thanks, game. That's just what I needed. We're at home. We're on form. We're unbeaten in 3, and we could potentially be looking at going top of the league here. Let's hope for let's have high hopes and hope for good results. So here we are, match day. Taxis are picked. I've got 2 formations. I've got an away formation that drops him back to attacking midfield, just give me that little bit more midfield support. That's, as you can see with the results, both formations are doing well. Always got 2 up front at home because I don't like to be too negative. And again, barring that first game of the season, we are doing really well. So I'm going to stick to these formations. They're working for me. Grace is struggling for match sharpness, but he wants some first team football, so I've told him he can play. Fortunately, with 2 up front, he gets a good chance today. So let's see what he can do. See if his request for first team football is good. Teams line up fairly similar. Berwick are playing a 4-4-2, just like us. Tend to go with my assistant manager on these kind of things. I just don't want to get too into it. And here we go. So Berwick to kick off. Playing it around at the back to start with, and that pretty much turned into nothing. I only watch key highlights. I don't want to watch too much of the match. We'll just end up watching teams passing it around. Although there isn't a great deal happening in this game. Grace has just taken a knock. 75%. Oh, here we go with a throw in. Wharton. Straight to their fullback. Back to Wharton. Who gets tackled. Plays it back to Magooch. Down to Reed. Guthrie. Through to Fraser, who gives the ball away carelessly. Luckily we can pick it back up at left back. Reed playing back out from the back to Magooch. Into Dylan Thomas in the middle, who tries to play a long ball but doesn't come off. Put some pressure on the defenders. Magooch heads forward again, and again giving away careless possession, which gives Berwick a chance to have a shot on target and a corner. We think we're being a little bit careless with the ball at the moment. It's not good. So we'll take the corner, and it's too deep, and Kenny can get rid of it. Gracie seems to be playing through the knock. His condition's improving, so I don't need to worry about taking him off at the moment. We are slightly in front with possession, although only had 1 shot. So it's a Berwick thrown straight to Robertson, but he heads it back to Neil. That Neil seems to be all over the place for them at the moment. Tries to throw a ball, but it's straight to the keeper, who for some reason dives and tries to make that look more spectacular than it was. Plays it out to the back to Magooch, who brings it forward onto Guthrie, who tries to play the long ball and again gives away the possession. We are giving possession away far too much at the moment. So Berwick come forward with Hurst, plays it across the top to Scott, who finishes. Morrison, poor attempt at a save. Need to be doing better with these. So let's see if we can improve. We've dropped down to 5th, but that's still 5 places above where we were expected to finish. Early in the season though, it's only September. We're half an hour into the game. Declan O'Kane's been booked for Berwick. Not a lot going on. Lewis McClear's been booked for us. Still in front with possession, however shots on target were still behind. We've had more shots total and we have committed more fouls, but we are giving ball away far too often, as you can see. So it's half time, it's 1-0. Let's check the dressing room, tell them it's been disappointing, see if we can motivate them. Need to keep my eye on Gracie because his condition and his match sharpness are dropping and he's feeling apprehensive, but he's got a point to prove. So here we are in the second half. We've kicked off. Wharton against their striker for some reason. Need to be more careful than that. We could have given possession away in a dangerous position there. Not a lot going on. Time just ticking away. A few silly fouls. Caney on the ball. Thomas couldn't get the ball back, and Hursty's through 1-on-1 with the keeper. Good save, Morrison, and well cleared out for a corner. Well done, Magooch. So Willis to take the corner. It's a deep one, but we've managed to clear it out for another corner on the other side, avoiding the danger. Again, Willis to take the corner. He seems to take them on both sides, and the danger headed clear out for another corner. A little bit of a corner rally going on for Berwick here. Willis seemed to be two-footed, which is quite handy, and that was our free kick. Whew, clenched a little bit there. Thought we'd given away a penalty. Luckily, that's our free kick. We don't seem to be going forward quite enough. Grace's knock's turned into an injury, so he's going to have to come off. Give Jamie Watson a run. See what he can do in the second half for us. We're at the nearly the 70-minute mark. I always try to make some substitutions around about the 70th minute mark to give fresh legs. But the team are playing quite well. There's nobody particularly tired. They're all playing rather average, to be fair. I don't have a right midfielder to swap in with. I'll give Ross Fraser a bit of a rest. I'll say a rest. I'm trying to change things up to try and potentially go on to win this game. And they're all playing very average, to be fair. There's nobody playing particularly poorly or particularly great. So Caney looks to find Magooch. I feel like this should be giving me an highlight, but I think the substitutions upset the game. So there goes the tactical changes for Berwick as well. John Neal's come off. Neal seemed to be playing quite well for them. I'm surprised by that. So Ron Kearney's been booked, third yellow card of the season. Again, discipline is not great. We've not had any more red cards since July, but we do get a lot of yellows. I think we're looking at losing this game. See if one more change can give us an equaliser. Chance for a last attack. Wharton to Thomas, to Guthrie. Plays it out wide to Reed, who puts the ball in the box. And there's Cunningham with the equaliser. 92nd minute equaliser. What a goal. Thank you, Cunningham. And an inspired substitution, if I do say so myself. Back into fourth, and I think that's the final whistle. We've got a chance here to win it late on. Oh, it's headed out for a goal kick. Well, I'm happy with that performance. It's another draw. Unbeaten still. Disappointing. I wouldn't say disappointing. I'd say unlucky. Still unbeaten since the first game of the season. Only lost one. We're favourites to be relegated, but currently doing well. I'll leave you with our current stats. So our top goal scorers so far, we've got Caney, Fraser and McClear all on 3, Fisher and Rooney on 2. Assists, Guthrie's up there with 4, Fisher's got 3, and Reed and McClear both got 2. The average rating is doing quite well, but our current standout player is Sam Robertson, who's come in on a free transfer from Aberdeen, 19 years old, and he's absolutely smashing this league. So I'm going to leave it there for now. We'll come back in on episode 3 and continue through September and October, potentially into November. If form keeps going, we'll watch a few more matches now. Things are starting to get interesting. We do have the next round of the Ironbrew Cup against Partick Thistle, who I believe are in the Championship, although not doing too well. So our form maybe cause an upset there. Maybe watch that match as well. That could be our opening for next episode. Let me know if you're interested in watching the Partick Thistle game to start off the next episode. Thanks everyone for watching. If you've enjoyed, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. And I'll catch you in episode 3 of The Journeyman.